Man, welcome back to another PAX podcast where we talk about people, partnerships, and professionalism. Today, we got a little bit of both professionalism and people because we have a really special guest that I'm very excited to announce or introduce you all to is Marius, our PAX driver, who is one of our elite professional drivers. He's got a really cool backstory. He's got a really good level up mentality, and I can't wait for you to meet him today, hear his story, and hear just some of the moves he's making to level up not only his business but invest in his business by using PAX, grow his business by using PAX. So this is Marius. Marius, how are you doing? Thank you for joining me on the show today. How are you, dude?
I'm doing pretty good. To be completely honest, never been on a podcast before, so a little nervous. I told myself I'm gonna go to bed early so I can get up and go to work. 2 o'clock rolled around, I was still tossing and turning. I was like, oh my god, I like the jitters and everything, and I'm like, oh, like didn't know what to expect, But here I am. I'm feeling great.
No,
I
I
don't know.
can't. You're gonna be great. You're gonna do great. Just be normal, man. You're looking sharp as always. That's another thing we're gonna talk about is
Thank you,
how
sir.
you leveled up your game, but and just the professional presentation, how you want to make sure that you're dressing for the part you want, not for the part you have. And actually, that's a really good segue to jump me into our origin story with you, because just as PAX was starting, just as we were doing a lot of market research and finding out whether or not we were going to be able to find these really good professional people like yourself, we went to the airport, and that's where I met you. And I really like your version of the story. So why don't you tell us how that rolled out when yeah, go ahead.
So that morning I woke up and I was like, man, I don't think I'm gonna go to work today. I was like, I'm just gonna, just chill, like, I'm not gonna do it. And my brother's like, come on, man, let's get out there, let's make some money, this, that, whatever. And I said, man, working for all these other rideshare companies is just not cutting it for me. Like, we're getting paid pennies to the dollar. I was like, this sucks. I'm like, I miss the days when I had my transportation company, or I had great customers. Customer loved me. I loved my customers, and it was just just an amazing collaboration between your customers and you. And my brother's like, dude, come on, I got a good feeling, let's go. I'm like, all right. So jumped in the car, got to the airport, and I walk inside, and all of a sudden I see this flashy guy, and all of a sudden everyone's huddling around him like it's a like it's a like a huddle for the football. I told my brother, I said, hey, what's going on over there? He says, I don't know. I was like, well, go find out. He's like, you go find out, you're a people person. I said, there's something, man. I said, there's something about that guy. It's like, there's no way he's working for these other rideshare companies. I said, I'm gonna go find out what's going on. So I walked over there, and then I was listening to what you guys were offering. PAX. It's gonna be a new industry. For transportation, that you guys are gonna change the transportation for good. So I started listening to it. I'm like, okay, because everyone comes up, and with an idea of this, that, whatever. But when it comes down to the foundation, there's no foundation. Well, I'm like, okay, I've been in transportation for a very long time. And I was like, okay, I already know everything. I was like, so let's go see if this guy's for real. So I started listening to him, and I'm like, okay, I like what he's saying. I like what he's doing. And then what really struck at home for me was they said that but one of the great things that PAX does is they offer 10% back to the charities in the money stays here locally to help those out here. And to me, it really it struck at home, because when 2011, when I became a single dad with three boys, there were two, 4, and 6. I tried to get some help, and nobody wanted to help me. They said there's no such thing as single fathers, only single moms. And it was just really hard. No matter how hard I worked, when the holidays came or birthdays, it was just impossible, because it's times three. But it was just impossible. And I remembered, I just prayed, and I said, Lord, help me. I said, I don't know what to do. And then there was this one organization, they looked into it and said, you know what, we're going to help you. And I said, for real? They said, yeah. And they really helped me out when it came to those holidays and everything. And man, it just to see my kids being able to open up a present, it just did something inside of me. Like, I can't put it into words, but it was just like, man. And then I told myself right there, I said, Lord, I said, if you ever help me get out of the situation that I'm in, I said, I want to be able to give back to the community. I want to be able to be a blessing to others, just as someone was being a blessing to me. And then when I heard PAX offers that, I was it. I was like, dude, I'm in. Now I wanted to get in. I'm excited. I'm like, okay, everything sounds good. Everything looks good. I checked them out. And then as I'm going through, I'm like, dude, I got a Suburban, but it's an oh, it's an '07. And I was like, man, I was like, what do I got to do? I was like, I got to level up. I was like, but okay, I was like, okay, so I'll buy a new Suburban. I said, but you're looking at about, $40,000 plus. I said, before I make that initial investment, let me make sure it's a for real thing. They're not just blowing hot air. So I started going to the meetings and listening, to everyone talk, and then did a little bit of research on myself, and I realized that they really are legitimate, and it's an amazing company to be a part of. I sat there and prayed. I said, Lord, I said, if this is meant for me to be a part of this, I said, then open the doors that need to be open, close the ones that need to be closed. Lord, I need a Suburban. I said, give me a Suburban, And so I started looking, and every Suburban I found, I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna go check it out. By the time I live in Casa Grande, for those of you who don't know, and Phoenix is about an hour and a half, give or take. And so every time I would go up there to go look at a Suburban, oh, it's sold, it's sold. So I said, you know what, I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. Obviously, Lord, I get it. You don't want me to go. It's fine. And then all of a sudden, this ad pops up, and it's this 2019 Chevy Suburban white, and I'm like, "Ooh, it's got to be white. Like it needs to be white. I will
No,
not own
hold on.
that."
Hold on. That's actually, that was one thing that you mentioned to me when we ran into it when we were at the airport. You were like, it was an older vehicle, but you were so nervous because you're like, look, I work really hard, I keep it clean, and I remember you wearing sweatpants, and you're like, if I'd have known you were coming, I would, and I was like, Marius, it's cool. Let's look at your vehicle, and I was so impressed. It was an older vehicle, but you open the door, and I remember thinking, it smells like a brand new car. Like this is the kind of driver we are looking for, somebody who wants that to take the next step, to make a level up. They just need that hand to help them get there. And so I was like, Marius, you got the right mentality. Let's make sure we can put this together. And you're like, don't leave without me. And I was like, Marius, if this is going to go, you're going to be one of the first people we call. And sure enough, you're like, you call us next week. You're like, but oh yeah, back to the point was, you're like, hey, I know you're looking for black cars and that elite service, but my brand, I've always done the whites, because the white cars, there's a market that people, they don't want the black cars, they want the white cars for bachelorette parties and bridal, whatever. Like there's this whole market. And I was like, Marius, we're after the mentality. You've got the professional, your mentality. You want to grow your own business. Let's talk about what your business looks like. And so when you called us, you're like, hey, look, it's white, I know, but it's newer, and can I get it? And we're like, yeah, dude, let's do this thing. Let's go. So go ahead. Keep going. Keep going with your story. Sorry to cut
So,
you off.
that was true. That was my one of my requirements. I really wanted to be a part of that. I don't I owned one black car in Arizona. We'll never do it again. So
That's
I just really liked the white, and it did open
yeah.
up a window of opportunities. It's kind of when you think about it like this: a limousine service, that has only black cars. They only get unlimited, rides. Now, a limousine service that carries white and black, now they're getting, bachelor parties, weddings, graduations, celebration. You don't want to, you don't want to roll up like in a black car. I mean, sure, some people like the black car, but a lot of customers, relate to black cars. I mean, I hate to put this out there, but I'm just gonna shoot it. Going to a funeral, and it's like, we're not going to a funeral. We're gonna go hang out. We're gonna have fun. I'm gonna show you a great time. Let's go. So that's my thing, and it just really meant a lot. You guys gave me the green light, and I'm like, okay, cool. Now trying to find the car. Next, I gave up. I'm like, I'm done. And then I look at my phone, and the Suburban pops up. Boom, 2019. It's white. Okay, cool. And I'm like, oh man, $42,000, man. I'm like, you know what? All right, Lord, let's go. So I called the guy. I said, hey, I'm coming. He says, okay. I said, man, don't do like everyone else did. Tell me okay. And then by the time I get there, I see it driving off. Like, I'm coming. I'm in Casa Grande. I'll be there in an hour and a half. I will be there. He says, okay. We get there, I take it for a spin. I said, man, this is nice. I'm like, all right. He's like, so what'd you think? I said, it's good. I was like, but I don't know if I can afford it. He said, come inside. Let's go. And I went inside. We started talking. We chopped up the numbers, everything. By the end of that day, I drove home with my Suburban. Man, my heart just exploded with joy. I was so excited. I was thrilled. And I'm like, man, okay, here we go. Now it's time to make it happen.
No, and right about the same time we had our first driver barbecue, and you showed up. You're all clean beard. You showed up in your tuxedo, and you're like, "Look at my new ride." We were all excited for you, and then and you had that. You were like, "Just all I need is the runway, man. I'm off. Like, give me the tool, and I'm gonna go do this thing." And that's one of the reasons I want to highlight you today is your professional mentality, your extreme ownership that you have over how you understand that this is your business. And if you're a driver and you're watching right now, you don't have to be like Marius. The professional mentality doesn't mean you need to have a white car or there are other professional drivers that we met that they only want the executive clients, and they know that that's important to the black car is important to them. So that's the niche that they want to grow their business with. You're not locked into a model that we're trying to do. You just have to have a professional mentality, a professional appearance, a professional presentation. And you can see even in this video, Mary showed up today with the full tux, the like he looks like a good time, ready to go out and have a good time. And so, and I was gonna wait, but I'll jump into this now just because it's too good. You sent me some photos from. Don't spoil the big the new thing you're gonna be doing. Okay, so don't jump into that because I definitely want to share that too. But I want to share I want to give a shout out to some of Marius' clients who gave him a raving review, but also he sent me some of these photos and they're fantastic. But you can see that this is Marius's vibe. So if you're looking for a driver for a good time, you got a bridal party or a bachelorette party, or you want to do something for just you want a good time, Marius is your guy. You can order him, you can schedule him through PAX. This is his profile on PAX. You can schedule that, or just download the PAX Rider app from the App Store, Google and Apple, and just search for Marius. Once you download that and you start to schedule your ride, it will ask you if you want to schedule a driver. And then you can use that drop down to schedule any of our drivers. You can preview any of their profiles from there and just look for Marius. You can schedule them that way. It's really easy to do that. But then here is one of his, looks like a bridal party there. Can you see that?
It's a bridal party.
Yeah.
I'm so excited because I met these ladies at the airport. So first, I want to give a shout out to Janelle, Courtney, Cindy, and Sarah, and all the rest of you. I don't remember off the top of my head you guys' names, but thank you so much for believing in me, for believing in PAX, for believing in private driver service. I was just honored to be able to take care of you guys, and it was just such a fun weekend, you know. And my job is, you know, as being a professional driver, is to make sure you guys have a great time. Make sure that you guys don't have to
Yeah.
worry about anything. You guys book me, you schedule me, I'll take you where you need to go. At the end of the night, I'll make sure I'll be right there for you guys, you know, to help you guys out. You know, make sure you get you guys to the car, you know, get you guys home safely. That's what I do. You know, and it's all about that experience. You know, what separates us from everyone else. Well, let me tell you, me. I'm the one that separates me from everyone
Yep.
else because there's only one of me. You're not gonna find, you know, me anywhere else. But what do I bring to the table? I'm gonna bring a quality 5-star service. I'm gonna show you a great time. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about Arizona and the things that we have. I'm gonna give you some ideas of things that you might want to do when you're out here. All you have to worry about is just, you know, getting picked up from the airport, getting to your destination, getting ready, make that phone call, you know, make that app, download that app, hit that schedule me button. You ain't got to worry about nothing else because I'm going to take care of all that for you. And that's what I do, you know?
Hey, there's two things. That's perfect setup, Marius. You're gold, dude. This is you're making this so easy for me. Two things. First one is if you want to schedule Marius, I'm gonna give you a promo code that if you use PAX20, and this is limited time, but if you schedule him today, I think this code is live for at least a month, but it won't always be. And there are going to be people that see this in a month, 2 months from now, and so that code is only active for a certain time. So use that promo code during checkout, and you'll get 20% off your next ride. And if you schedule it with Marius, 20% off your next ride with Marius. Now, another thing I was going to mention off of that, Marius, is we had a really good driver idea. We showed up at one of our events and we were like, hey, use these to help your passengers understand that they can schedule you directly the next time that they ride with you. And this QR code will make it easy for them to download the app. And then Luke, one of our drivers, we got to get him on the podcast too. He's camera shy. He doesn't like, I gotta force him because I love his accent. He's such a cool.
I
Yeah,
got
he's got a
just to
cool.
drive a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. He's got a good origin story too. I got to get him on the podcast too. But he goes, I can't. I'll murder the accent. But he's basically he's like, oh, this is very cool. But you, and then he tells me, I want this to be my QR code. And I was like, that's a brilliant idea. Like if we did this specific for drivers, then they could really have a handoff, a leave behind, and they could always be closing to help their business grow. So we opened it up. A bunch of drivers took advantage of that, and then you took it one step further. And you're like, no, I don't want to just be a pro driver. I want to be an elite driver. I want people to know I'm elite. So we changed yours to say,
So I like to, as you can, I tell people I'm that sore thumb. I'm the guy that sticks out. You know, so I saw the business card. I liked the idea. I liked everything about it. But I said, no, this is not gonna make it for me. I got to personalize it. So then I personalized. I don't know if you guys can see it. So I
yeah,
had
oh,
a
good.
you know, and then you flip it on the backside, you know. And I actually got, so I made cards of these right here. I got about another 250, and then I got my new ones that are coming out. This is going to be a little bit different. The vehicle's going to be a little bit different. I won't be in the picture, but the car is going to be, it's beautiful. And then when you flip it to this side, it's going to have the QR code right here. But then right here is going to have, my picture on the background. It's going to say elite driver. So it makes it a lot easier for people when they download the app. When they say, well, what are you? Are you a pro? Are you an elite? And that right there, oh, he's an elite driver. Boom. So it's real easy for people to connect with me, you know? So I'm
Yeah,
really
that's
excited for the opportunity and the tools that PAX has provided for drivers to be able to excel and to be able to level up, to be able to take this on, like full force. There's no holding back. I mean, you got all the tools you need. You have the backing, you have the investment, you have everyone that's right there. Hey, what do you need? How can I help you? What do you need to grow? How much do you want to grow? Do you want to be right here? Do you want to be right here, or do you want to be up here? So this is the level right here. So right, there's different steps, right? So we start here, you get right here, and then right here. I want to be the guy way up here. That's where I want to be.
yeah.
I want to be the best at the best that you can do. So that way, when people be like, "Hey, aren't you that elite driver? We heard about you. Like, what's up?" Like, yep, that's me. Let's go. How you doing?
No, that's it's funny you mentioned that because this is not a show for the podcast. This is Marius. This is you. Every time I interact with you, we were on the we were on another where it was the Taste of Scottsdale or a Taste of
Oh yeah,
Scottsdale
the original
and
taste. Yeah.
or the original Taste. Yeah, the
Yes.
original Taste. It was in Scottsdale, and that was the first event I got to really witness Marius in action. And not only did you give me and my beautiful bride an opportunity to get in your ride, and you gave us the rundown, and I was like, dude, we got to get this. We got to start a podcast, and we got to get this whole thing. So we'll do another rundown where you can give us a rundown of your whole presentation, how you welcome people in the car. I was really impressed by that, but also I was very impressed with how you converted 4 rides. People that were there looking for one of our other competitors, you were like, why would you get that dusty app when you can get me here on PAX? You converted 4 rides on the curve, and I was like, we got to get that guy on the podcast because that energy is like lightning in a bottle. We got to share with other people that if you want to level up, you got to get after it. Any successful business takes a lot of hard work on the front end. You got to build your customers. You got to build that market share, and you're doing a great job with that. And you got to innovate. You got to come up with creative ideas. And so with that conversion and handing out those cards and seeing those things, you texted me another great idea, and that's when I was like, all right, we're doing the podcast. Drop everything, get on the podcast. So I got another thing, and this is the secret sauce of Marius' success right here is just his innovation and his ability to be a people person in the niche and the market that he's going after. He's really looking for people who want to enjoy an experience. Not there are other people, there are other clients who want to just get in the car and don't talk to their driver, and they just want to have a private ride, and that may be your style of driver. But if you're like Marius, he's coming up with great ideas, and I really wanted to share this one because it's just a brilliant idea. And I was like, man, I really think that's a great idea. There's a good market for it. So I'll let
I
you do the pitch,
so
but
I
let me
honestly
pull.
think this is gonna be a game changer. Okay, so drum roll, please.
Hey, I think I actually can do a drum roll. Let me see if I can do a drum roll in here. I can do a drum roll. Yeah, here, hold on. Let's do it.
The concept behind this is called the red carpet special. So the amazing thing about that is, you know, who doesn't want to feel special? I know I want to feel special. I know you want to feel special. You know, not just for special events, but let's for example, you want to go on a nice romantic dinner with you and the missus, right? And so you want to plan everything perfect. Everything's got to be perfect. Now here, now you scheduled me in the app. You got the red carpet special. So I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna get out the car. I'm gonna roll out the red carpet. You're gonna walk up. We're gonna do a couple pictures. We're gonna do a couple videos. We're gonna get you in the car. We're gonna roll the carpet back up, get you to your destination. Throughout the night, you guys are gonna take pictures and videos and have fun where you guys are at. And then when I pick you guys up, you shoot over those pictures and the little videos, and you shoot them over to me, the ones that you want in the little video. And within the 24-hour period, I'm gonna make a little video for you guys highlighting your special event for that night that you had, and you're gonna be able to get that video so you can share with your friends, with your loved ones. And it's all about, I believe it's about living in the moment. Is like, how do I feel today? How do I feel tomorrow? How do I feel right now? And we're so used to always being the mom, or the parent to our friends, to our husband, to our children, to this, to that. What about you? So that's where I come in. Like, hey, you know what? You're not gonna worry about anything today. Today's gonna be your day. Today's gonna be your special day. I'm gonna treat you right. Let's get on this red carpet. Let's make you feel good. Let's give you that experience. We can do it. For weddings, bachelor parties, graduations, special events. I can pick you up, go wine tasting, and we can still roll out the red carpet. Like, you let me know what you want to do. You want to go to Vegas? Cool. Let's go. Let's roll out the red
Yep.
carpet. Let's get you to Vegas. And as a matter of fact, I just did one
You
last
just,
week.
yep. I was just gonna say you took 4 guys to Vegas last week. They had a good time too. I won't share all those photos. What happens stays in Vegas, stays in Vegas, right?
Right, right,
But yeah, right. But I mean, engagements. Like, what a great idea if you're a guy and you want to get engaged. Man alive, that what a like. I wish
right.
I would have had a red. Yeah, no, I wish I would have had a red carpet take me to and from. That actually is another thing. Man, you make this too easy for me, Marius. One of the things that you're talking about going to wine tasting and some other things. One of the things that we are working on right now in development that's scheduled to be posted before the end of the month, so that all of you drivers can take advantage of this and help
So
again grow
before
your.
before we release this was a must. This was a
Yeah,
must. One of my conditions in order to be on the PAX platform, and he can vouch and he can tell you. I said, I'm gonna do it, but this is what I need. And he
I need.
says, huh?
Yeah,
And
I
I
was
says,
like, hey,
yeah. He says, oh,
hey,
if
we'll
you can
figure it
make it
out.
work. He said, if you can make it work. He says, okay, we'll look into it. And then he was like, this guy can do it. So here we are. Drum
Here we
roll,
are.
please.
Yeah, right. Is hourly rates. That's going to change the game for so many drivers to know that it's not just A to B anymore. It's also an opportunity for you can be hired at the rate that you set for your hourly rate, and you can take a group to the wine country. You can take them down to Tucson to see a U of A game. You can go up to Vegas if they got the budget for that, and you're willing to work out the deal for them on that what hourly rate is, and how to do that is it can all be booked through the app now.
Yeah, and think
Good.
about it like this: how many people, want to take like a little staycation, like kind of go in town, but vacation and not worry about, you want to be in a dog, you want to kick off your shoes, you want to have a couple drinks, whatever, and you just want to be able to enjoy that time. Okay, well, I can schedule one of these other guys. Yeah, they can pick me up. Example: you want to go to Sedona for the day. And you're like, I don't feel like driving because we might hit up a few wineries out there. It's just not going to be safe. I'm old enough, I'm responsible enough to know that a DUI is not worth it. Where do I go? Where are my options? So now you're like, okay, I can schedule these guys. They can drop me off and pick me up over there. But who's going to pick me up from over there to bring me back over here? Well, that's when we come in. You schedule for the wine tasting events. It's an hourly rate. We'll pick you up. We'll take you to the wineries. Take to all the different ones you want to go check out, and then we bring you back. Same things to the day trip to Sedona. Let's go to Sedona. Let's enjoy yourselves. Have a good time. Don't worry about anything. Don't stress about anything. We're right there when you guys are ready. We'll bring you right back. Also, you want to go at night around town. A nice romantic dinner. After the romantic dinner, you want to go out to a nightclub, or maybe even catch a comedy show. Or, any of these special events that happen in the Phoenix metro area. You don't have to worry about, okay, now I ordered the ride. I got there. We got to go now. I got to wait for another ride. This, that, whatever. Hey, I'm your guy. I'm right there. You ain't got to worry about it. When you're ready, you come back to the vehicle. We'll load you up. We'll get you going where you need to go. And that's the beautiful thing about having that hourly service. And then we talk about changing the ride share service industry. This is where it's at, because you're not getting just a random person, through the app. It's not the domino effect, the lottery. Today you got, Jimbo. He comes out, smell like French fries. You open up his car, it smells like cigarettes. The AC isn't working. That's not what you get when you're with the PAX platform. You get a professional driver with a professional mentality that's going to take care of all your needs. It's going to cater to your needs. It's going to make sure that you need to go where you're going. The ride's comfortable. The vehicles are clean. They run nice. The driver's dressed nice. He's dressed professional. Just to make it that smooth. So what is it? Well, it's a private driving service. So you get that interaction with the driver. Now you know who's picking you up. Hey, Marius is picking me up. We're good. It don't matter if I fly in at 1 in the morning or if I get here, in the 12 noon. He's gonna be there. We're in good hands. We don't have to worry about it. The
Yeah,
benefit about
that's actually one of the things my brothers said. My brothers just took up PAX they both rode together. They went to the airport together, and it wasn't until like it worked great. They loved the experience. It was nice and smooth. They weren't trying to go for like a night out, but they were just trying to get to the airport. But what they were saying on their return trip was, I didn't realize how much of peace of mind it was going to be when I got off the plane to get my luggage, to know that I already knew my driver and my driver already knew me. I could come out. He was going to load my luggage. He already knew where I lived. Like, it was such a peace of mind at the end of the trip that everything was going to be taken care of. I didn't have to figure anything out. I knew where I had to go. I knew I was going to be picked up. Like, and that's really what PAX means, is peace. In Latin, it means peace. Like, we want to bring that peace of mind, not just to the driver, but to all of our passengers as well. I did want to throw this in here. Bianca, she dropped something in the chat here. Let me see if I can't get it on the stream. She says, "Oh wow, I want the red carpet special. That would be a fantastic experience. Birthday loading." So yep, you're gonna have. I think this is gonna be a great advertisement for you, Marius. That red carpet, all those things that you're talking about, that experience that people want to have, and that's a memorable opportunity. But what's cool here is it's not. I mean, PAX provides you the tool to do it, but the memorable experience is Marius. The memorable and the peace of mind is the driver, and that's why our angle at PAX is to invest in you guys, giving you the tool, the best tool that you need for the job, because we really believe that this community that we're building could change the community for good, not only in helping people realize, look, every ride that you take can help any one of the community partners that are local community partners. Even so, like, we have Phoenix Children's Hospital, we have Leukemia Lymphoma Society, we have an event coming up this weekend for the Fighter Country Foundation. There's so many local, even if they're national, we have local chapters that we are partnering with, that it's not just like, it's not corporations, it's people, it's real people doing the real work. And Marius, I meant to ask you, this is a good way to kind of close off our segment here as we roll up on 30 minutes. Man, it goes fast, doesn't it? That organization that helped you as you were as you found yourself as a newly single dad of 3 kids, young kids, and the help that you were seeking, if you know the name of that organization, I'd love to see if we can't get in contact with them somehow to get them as a community partner. That'd be something that, I mean, is near and dear, but it's also
That would be
it'd be a
awesome.
cool.
Honestly, this is a step in the right direction. I really love the fact that we're doing all this to be able to help those in my they were in my position. But I want to take it a little further, a step further. Eventually, Lord willing, I've been praying about this, and it's been really weighing heavy on my heart. I really want to open up a nonprofit charity to help out single fathers, because I feel so much that we get overlooked, and we're underappreciated. And it's hard. It's hard for being a single dad trying to raise 3 kids. Mine were 2, 4, and 6. So I got to figure out, I got to stay
That
strong for the kids. Because you got to be the strong one. Then you got to work, and you got to put food on the table, and you got all this going on, and it's just like so hard. So it's nice to know that, hey, someone's got your back. And that you can relax a little bit, because we got you. Like, and to me, that just is, like I said, it's been weighing on my heart for a little bit. So I kind of wanted to talk to you about that. But I guess now I talk to you in front of the whole world, and
yeah, right.
Lord willing, we'll see what happens. But I really think that would be nice, something nice that we can offer. It shouldn't be. I personally, my personal opinion, maybe people feel a little different. I don't think it should be a single mom or a single dad. It should be single parents.
Mm,
Single, if it's a person's a single parent, for
hard.
whatever the
It's
reason it is, and a lot of people get
parenting.
confused. They get confused. They think a
Yeah,
single parent is a separated parent. No, a single parent means there's only one parent. There's no
yeah.
breaks. There's no nothing. It's just you and the kids, and that's it. And I think that we need to to focus a little bit on that, to help those people out, give them a little bit of relief, so that way they can breathe.
You're a walking billboard. You are a marketer, Maris. No, I do have experience with nonprofits. I can help you set that up. That's great. I wanted to I also say, if you are a community, if you're in the community and you want to partner with PAX, we're always looking for good community partners that want to partner with us and make sure that all of the rides that you're encouraging people to take can benefit, can help their cause. So if you want to fill that, or if you want to partner with us, you can find that application on our website, paxapp.io. And then here's a great way to close it here for us. But man, to tell you about PAX is literally to tell you about the people, because we got the best in the business. And Marius, you're bright, shining example of that. Man, you got, I think your entire, I think you got all these ladies commenting. Hang on, I got to show these. It says, I love the dress code, nice vehicles, and awesome personality. Looking forward to booking a ride with Marius again again soon. And then we got Carmen here. Let me show this one too. It says having a peace of mind and comfortability in a ride is the expectation, and Marius exceeds that in every category. Hey, Marius, you are just, I'm glad that we got to highlight you today, because you are, when I tell people we have the best in the business, our people are the best in the business, you're a perfect example of that. Thank you for braving this and not
You're
sleeping
welcome.
last night so that you could come on here and just show the people the quality of the drivers we got at PAX. And so if you're
Before
looking for a run, go
Before
ahead.
I close, I would like to say this. Someone asked me once, what's the difference? What's so special about PAX? Why would I want to order you when I can order X, Y, and Z? And I stood up and I went like that. And I said, me, that's the difference. That's what it is. You get an experience with me. They looked up and down. This is, well, we like the way you dress. We like the way you talk. You like your car. Let's do it. So that's where it's at. Like, it's just that connection with that customer, the presentation. You're in good hands. You don't have to worry about anything. You got the PAX peace of mind. Let's go. Let's do it. Go ahead and download the app if you haven't downloaded it. Put at the schedule me, Marius Elite Driver. Yeah, I'm your boy. I got you. And don't forget, put in that promo code PAX20 for limited time. You get 20% off your ride. What
There
more
you
can you ask
go. There
for?
you go. How am I can't, how am I supposed to follow that, Mary? To close it for me. So, hey, well done, dude. Well done. I'm really proud of you. Really proud that we get to partner with you as PAX, as be your the tool that you're using to grow your business, man.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome. So,
I
and
really
thank you
truly
for being,
believe that God brought us together.
hey, I do too. I do too. Hey, so if you're watching today, you can help Marius by sharing this live podcast. We're going to cut it up and make some social segments of it. So follow us on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn, all the social media spots. Follow us, because as soon as we share those, it would be great if you could share those on your social media feeds as well and help Marius grow his business, because this dude deserves a spotlight because he is blowing it up. So thank you, Marius. Thank you for joining me today. I will see you later.
All right. See you guys later. Thank you for all your support. If it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for you, there wouldn't be me. So, the right hand, watch the left hand. Appreciate you guys. God bless, and look to seeing you soon.